To test was a lot of bands. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Slummin' Angels. Not bad. Also
not
pretty
got the
good.
Same ring to it,
not
really.
got the same ring, has it? It's not as curt and blunt and brusque.
Yeah.
No, I think you've done wise with Bleach. Did you come up with the name yourself?
Yeah. Yes, Matt did actually.
Yeah.
Did you see some Bleach? Was that the inspiration?
I don't know. Actually.
He cleans lots of
I was just
toilets.
thinking of syllables that sounded like
That were kind of
there,
abrasive.
you know, like
You didn't come in to the girls with, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Toilet Duck. It doesn't seem right. It doesn't seem right, Matt. Somehow it.
We did do like a simulation of how it would sound on radio.
Yeah.
A particular radio presenter, but I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah,
Sure,
go
sure.
on. You can do an impression.
I can do a really good impression,
Go on,
but
who
I'm
is
not
it?
going to do
Oh,
it.
please. We... No, listen. Right, stop, Matt. Don't. Firstly, Rufus has been working on a Lamo impression for some time. It's shaky.
Lamo off.
Yeah, have a Lamo. Give us your introducing Bleach.
I need to listen to a bit of Stable Mac on a trail, really, if I'm going to get back into it, so I'm a bit ropey.
Let's see yours.
Oh, go on. You've got competition now.
I had to take my earplugs out first. Introducing Bleach on Steve Lamac's show, BBC Six.
That's not bad at all. That's very good. Yeah, that's great. And listen, Lamo is getting on. I mean, he's only got a couple more years in him. Surely, you could easily step into his shoes there. It'd be great.
No one would know.
I've got other commitments.
Sure. Listen, you're going to play another tune for us. What is this one called?
It's called "Is It True That Boys Don't Cry?" and this is the single.
Okay, fantastic.
Put the cans back on. You probably won't better the vocals. This is about "Is It True That Boys Don't Cry?"
Well, I won't find out though. I won't know the answer.
Make up a decision by the end of the song.
Okay, good.
Is it true? Is it true?
tremendous. Is It True Boys Don't Cry, released as a single April 13th. That's Bleach playing live for us here in the Hub. And no, that sounded absolutely great. I feel so guilty because we haven't even really introduced you, the members of Bleach. We know about Matt and his impressions. He's going to do Ronnie Corbett for us in a minute. But ladies, would you introduce yourselves?
I'm Catherine O'Neill. I play bass.
And I'm Jen, and I play guitar and sing.
Jolly good, thank you very much. I feel like we've got to know you a little bit better now. Is there a video for that song?
No.
No.
Okay, now listen, be careful, because I'll tell you what the man is going to want you to do, right? He's going to want you to be playing barefoot in some kind of, like, warehouse somewhere. It's going to be sort of rain-swept, do you know what I mean? Like, that's where you hang out and play and rehearse, okay? No. Don't go with that. I've just had a cracking idea for a video. Genuinely, this will be good. It's you, and you're playing that tune, but you're in just a nursery, like a children's nursery, and it's just tiny little sort of 3- and 4-year-old kids who are in the audience, all right? And you're just in a really beautiful little children's nursery, little homemade pictures on the wall, okay? And you're giving it your full wallop, all right? Okay? I think that's going to be that.
Every time we play it now.
I think that's going to be a tremendous video. That's a great idea. Come on, you don't want to don't end up in some grotty warehouse, you know, or some underground club with some, you know, some fans. No, it's all been done. Please, ladies, come to me if you need new ideas. Come to me, please. So many young bands don't come to me, do they, and seek out my advice.
Well, maybe you could direct. Maybe you could direct on our next video then.
I would love to, but you won't be able to afford me. So you've brought some friends with you. Who are you? Are you the groupies? Are you the groupies? Are you the roadies?
Roadies. Very helpful.
Yeah. Who are you? Are you relatives? Are you relatives?
They are.
Is it your mum?
It is.
Is it your mum and your dad? It's the
It is.
least rock and roll thing, Bleach. What you doing? Actually, do you know what? I think
We just
it's
play rock and roll.
no, but do you know what? I think it's this is kind of the new rock and roll. This is what's great. The new rock and roll is incorporate your family. You know, yes, you're playing live on the radio. It's Mother's Day. Bring your mum along.
We couldn't leave her at home.
We couldn't leave her at home on her own.
Of course not. She's probably, I don't know, what is she up to? She's probably a bad influence, is she? Is she a bit? Is she on the old? Is she on the old horse? Is she the booze and the horse? Yeah, typical. Yeah, I see where you get it all from. I was watching a documentary yesterday. It was at Roy Orbison. Okay, the great Roy Orbison, and Bono was interviewed, and I don't always quote Bono, but he said of Roy and as being rebellious, okay, and that rebellion is often an excuse for bad behaviour and rudeness, and actually the best rebels have always been tremendously polite and have had great manners. Okay? And I thought that was a really nice way of summarising, I think, rock and roll and rebellion and what new rebellion should be. So I would hope, ladies, that you'll take that advice from Bono and go out into the world. And you, Matt, as well.
But isn't it all about like throwing televisions into
Pathetic. It's
swimming pools and
pathetic. Right, it's health and safety, number one. Firstly, if you're gonna throw a television out, right, firstly, bend at the knees, so you don't do your back out, okay? Have two people, have someone downstairs who's cordoned off the area where the television's gonna land, alright? And maybe got some police involvement just to make sure that, because that could smash, glass could be everywhere, alright?
Yeah.
So please, if you are gonna do anything as facile as that, please heed my words, alright? Because it's so dangerous
I've
nowadays.
never done that, but I will take your advice.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you coming in. It's been a joy to... you're not going to play anything else for us, surely? You must be exhausted. Yeah, you must be exhausted. You've got a whole battery of other tunes, though, that we'd see when we see you live.
Well, we've got about 6 gigs next week, so you can come along.
Take your
to
pick.
any.
Thank you very much. Now, I've actually got some notes here. It says you're playing loads of dates around London during March and April, including the Camden Crawl.
Yes.
It also says, and I guess if you go to your MySpace page, then I'm sure that information's on there. It also says you're playing Swindon 17th of April, and then Kent and Brighton in June. So that's what you should do. Go to the MySpace page and check that out. Thank you very much indeed. As I say, the single is out April 13th. It's the one you heard just now. Is it true?
April 14th.
April 14th. I'm sorry. These notes are wrong. I'm tearing them up. And 3 people have been made redundant thanks to that error. So thank you for pointing that out. You've really stuck it to the man there. And so yeah, I appreciate it. Another round of applause for Bleach.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you very much. Nothing wrong with that at all. Hall & Oates, of course, from 1981. I can't go for that. No can do. Steve Show 6 Music. Thanks again to Bleach. And yes, before we get on to the pigeonholes, we've got a couple of other tunes we need to squeeze in. Harry was very kindly going through the emails earlier, and I'm very negligent at responding to the emails, but there's one there that you feel I should address.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Merchant. I saw this email address on the internet. I don't know what the exact purpose of this address is. I don't know if I'm at the right one with this mail, but please read this letter. If I better send to another address, please reply briefly to let me know which. Thanks sincerely beforehand. My name is Sebastian. I spend my time these years going to university where I study sociology, playing music and writing some songs. For now, I'd best describe it as rock in general, but with some other influences. It differs from song to song, really. As well, and I don't know what your opinion is about this, I'd like to convince people of what a great thing life in general on this earth is.
Right.
To make them more aware of what we're really doing to it, and to encourage them to make a bigger effort. I'd like them to see it the way I see it, because that really helps me to do my best. I love so many things. From the top of my head, books, films, pizza, music, people. And I could go on for ages, obviously.
Yeah.
I'd find it a disaster if no one could ever love these things again. I'm so proud or fond of some things people have done or made already. For instance, I want everyone to read the Calvin and Hobbes books. I want everyone to see the U2 Go Home DVD, and so on. That's briefly why I want people to care more about Earth's resources and clean air, etc. Because without life, all of these things would lose their meaning and their value.
Yeah.
Now, there's a favour I'd like to ask.
Okay.
I've seen that in extras you've worked with Daniel Radcliffe. From what I've heard him say in interviews, etc., he seems a person with interesting views at several things. He seems a sincere, honest, and smart man. I'd really like to contact him about the issue I mentioned earlier, and perhaps work with him in the future. Why him? He seems to love life a lot, and he seems to realise that he's been lucky in a way to get that Harry Potter part at such a young age. He doesn't seem arrogant, and we're roughly the same age. The course of his life intrigues me in a way. The choice of casting for him for the role of Harry Potter has influenced so many things. Now, the actual question I'm asking is whether you have his email address. Or the email address of someone close to him, or whether you know some other way to contact him, as you have contacted him before, I presume. Please reply, adding any comment or feedback you wish to add.
Well, I mean, I think it's a perfectly polite and reasonable request.
Yeah.
I think, you know, he's got a lot to share. He wants to presumably tell Daniel about the Calvin and Hobbes books he's a big fan of, and that U2 DVD.
Yeah.
And he wants to tell him personally. He doesn't want me to pass that information on. He wants to personally...
No. You're very much a conduit.
I'm very much a conduit. I can't see anything wrong with him getting in touch with Daniel. I can't see any possible repercussions.
No,
It sounds like they get on with the they would get on like a house on fire. It sounds to me, and I wouldn't be at all surprised if a house was on fire by the end of it. But I seem to remember that Daniel's email is Daniel Radcliffe at harrypotter.net. I'm pretty certain it's actually, a lot of people have said to him you should probably change it because otherwise you might get nut jobs emailing you, but no, I think he's kept it as open as that.
Yeah,
so,
well, there's also Daniel Radcliffe's agent at harrypotter.net.
Yeah, which is also a good way of getting in touch with him. I think possibly, don't confuse it with Danny Radcliffe, though he was a completely different, he's also on harrypotter.net, but that's not the same person at all, so please don't make that error. So yeah, good luck getting in touch with Daniel, and please get back in touch as well, Sebastian, and let us know how that meeting went. Rufus, you have a musical choice for us.
I do, Steve. 2 weeks ago, you gave me a Pigeonhole album called The Atlantic Ocean by Richard Swift. Now, this sounds almost exactly like the Rory Joseph song I played a few weeks ago, and I understand you've had Rory in since then, and I missed it, which I was very upset about. But this sounds fantastic, and if you go to Richard Swift's MySpace page, you'll find out about his touring dates over the next 2 months. This is Ballad of Old What's-His-Name.
Musical choice of a sort by Rufus this week. Ruf, there's been a blunder.
It's been a clerical, Steve. That's the best way of describing it. As I introduced this track as Ballad of Old What's-His-Name, I got the skunk eye from a couple of you, because on the computer it's listed as Ballad of You-Know-Who. We've unravelled this. During the course of the 3 minutes of this song, we've worked out that Richard Swift did release a song called Ballad of You-Know-Who, which you just listened to, 6 music listeners. That wasn't the song that I was thinking of. The song I was thinking of is literally called Ballad of Old What's-His-Name, which is off the new album. So the song you just listened to was from the album Dressed Up for the Let Down.
Okay, sorry, let me make a note of something, because I'm getting confused.
I hope you're getting us down, listeners.
So there's, because I love songs with the word ballad in the title.
Yeah, so do I.
The Ballad of Johnny Yoko, Ballad of, the